And welcome to my channel. My name is AJ and today I'm going to be sharing with you my review of A Walk to Remember by Nicholas Sparks. This is one of my favorite book to movie adaptations that reminds me of the fall. So let's go ahead and get this started. Now, this is what the cover of the book looks like. I really enjoy it. It's really nice and it's set in the fall in North Carolina. If you've never been to North Carolina in the United States, it's totally gorgeous and I adore it because it's right next door to the state that I live in, which is Tennessee. So this book is about a high schooler who is a senior. His name is Landon, and it is him telling the story of how he fell in love with his first love, and named Jamie. Now, if you've seen the movie adaptation of this, it is very different of how the two of them get together. Inside of the book, he is actually kind of like this because it's set in the 50s, the 1950s. It's kind of like this sort of rebel, but not quite the same way as the movie, which of course most movies are usually fast forwarded to present day at the time that it came out, so I understand that. But anyways, I digress from that. And how it is that in the book, Landon finds himself having to look for a date because he's recently been dumped. And how he does this is he goes through the phone book, like his school directory, looking for the one person that he could go with that wouldn't be as horrible as the last person on earth. And that happens to be Jamie. Jamie happens to be the town Southern Baptist minister's daughter, and she is religious, but she's openly kind and charitable, and he knows that she would just say yes if he asked, if he hadn't been already asked by someone else, which he doubted because she normally does not go to these types of functions at her school. And he ends up asking her, she ends up saying yes, and one thing leads to another because this is a romance book. They do end up falling in love, and she has a huge secret that is like a bombshell that just has your angsty heart bleeding in this book. And it was very well, and I feel like it was better explained for their interactions and how they feel with each other actually in the movie, because in the book it's very standoffish, but it's also more focused on the religious side, whereas in the movie you get to see more of the personable experience of how the screenwriters felt that Jamie was. Although she was a religious character, she wasn't it wasn't overly religious like it was in the book. Now, I do like both the movie Jamie and Landon and the book Jamie and Landon, but the book Landon is way more childish, even though both of them are in high school in both book and movie. So but he's way more childish. It kind of reminds me of a 16-year-old versus an 18 to 19-year-old, but I'm also a woman, so I'm a guy in high school. But anyways, I digress from that. They both have their own different aspects of how they love each other, but ultimately they're both very good. Especially in the book, I love how he is just focused on trying to make her happy in the last moments, whatever the case may be. Now, in the movie, I know that she kind of had like a bucket list, but in the book, unfortunately, that is not there. That's something that was just added to make it more personable between Jamie and Landon. In the book, though, there's an orphanage that is a place where they gather and volunteer to help young children in the town. And that's something that's not really in the movie, but in the book it's very predominant, and it really shows how Jamie has changed him into a better person and what he does to make those kids happy. Now, while I give the movie a 5 out of 5 stars, what I'm really missing in the book is the real complete connection, whereas this is probably it was his fourth book that he was writing. It wasn't as like smooth as some of his later works. It was really like this, like it was going like da 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 da. They went for not down but up for its climax, and that left it kind of flat. And also it was in first person. Sometimes for me, I find it very difficult to read in first person because you lose the other characters' interactions. You just have the main characters, and sometimes for me that is just not enough to carry a book. And so that's how come I give the book version of A Walk to Remember a 4 out of 5 stars, because I lost that connection. Whereas I completely loved Jamie and Landon in the movie. In the book, I sort of kind of felt a disconnect from Jamie versus Landon. Landon I kind of understood, even though he's a way more childish than his actual age. So, but yes, I give this book a 4 out of 5 stars. I definitely recommend it to you. It is a great read, especially if you have an angsty heart like me. I can't help myself. I love reading things like that. And so I hope you've enjoyed this review. Don't forget to add my social media down below or check out my blog. Feel free to comment. And until next time, bye!